Welcome to another edition of Candid Talk on Smart Egos. Today we feature Sona Kamara. She is the ambassador of Zambia's World Hijab Day. Muslims today on the 1st of February celebrates World Hijab Day. Sona, it's good to have you on Candid Talk.
Thank you so very much. The pleasure is all mine.
All right. So people out there would love to understand what the word hijab mean. What is hijab to start with?
Thank you very much. Okay. World Hijab Day is actually, it's not really an event like in the calendar. It's just an awareness day. So today we are, raising awareness on the hijab. And the hijab, when we talk about a hijab, first things first is the commandment for Muslims in the Quran. It is a covering which most people, especially the Muslim female, wear. They adorn it, and it's this black covering on my head. And the dress has to be loose fitting. But also, when we talk about hijab in detail, it's also the social conduct of a Muslim. So we can talk about in the way you talk, the way you walk, the way your behavior, your character, yes. But when we talk about hijab on World Hijab Day, we are talking about the dress code of a female.
All right.
Yes.
So women cover their head with hijab, which is mandatory for every Muslim woman. What is the purpose of wearing the hijab?
It represents modesty. It represents piety. It also represents it's also a protection for a woman. Yes.
Okay. What does the hijab symbolize?
It symbolizes piety. A hijab, like I always say, it's a personal relationship between you and God. It's not just a dress code you see looking at me wearing this hijab. First things first, before you see me dressed like this, I'm obeying God's commandment, which is wearing this hijab. Because this hijab is, we have verses in our holy book, the Quran. I don't know if you've had, yes, yeah. So we have verses in the Quran which talks about how a Muslim woman should dress up. We have particular verses where God commands a woman to cover up from head to toe and also cover up on the bosoms.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is it that the revealing of only the face is highly been associated with terrorism all over the world?
That's a misconception.
It is a misconception.
It is a misconception, okay. And more reason for us to have peace talks about on World Hijab Day with our theme, which is talking about hijab phobia, because it is associated with terrorism. So we want to table it down and explain to people that terrorism is not Islam.
All right.
Yes.
So what is the Hijab Campaign Day all about?
The Hijab Campaign Day is about raising awareness and fighting discrimination against Muslim women. In the recent times, we've discovered that a lot of women are being stigmatized. They're being attacked verbally and physically, which I have experienced firsthand in this beautiful motherland, Zambia, my country. So not only here in Zambia, but it's a global movement where we feel like the knowledge, or rather the information about hijab is not well publicized. So we want to table it down with the non-Muslims to let them know about what hijab is about, the meaning of hijab, so that we don't get hijab phobia and we don't get prejudiced in the community.
All right.
Yes.
So a lot of people have attributed sexual offenses such as rape and defilement to dress code. But despite women in Muslim societies covering head to toes, sexual offenses are still prevalent in Muslim societies. What is your take on that?
That is very true, but if you look at a scale, the sexual harassment and the rape cases, as you said it, in the Islamic nations are not as dominant as in the non-Islamic countries. I think you can agree with me on that, because as a woman, the way we are created in a very special way. And if I'm dressed in a hijab, trust me, I'm less attractive. Unlike a woman, a female who's dressed in revealing clothes. So obviously when we are the two of us standing somewhere, trust me, who's going to be more harassed? Me, who's dressed in black, less attractive, people call it old-fashioned and boring, or the one who's looking so attractive, like a slay queen kind of outfit? Obviously they'll be bypassing me and associating me to be an old woman, and going to the other one who's, you know, all exposed. So I think the attack on women who are less dressed are more compared to me. So this is also a protection for me.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your take on women aspiring for leadership and governance position as Muslim?
It's amazing. We have sisters, Muslim sisters, who are actually aspiring candidates in politics in Zambia. So it's actually something that's building us. We are actually motivated and encouraged. Reasons being in the past, because of how we would dress, Muslim women would not be so much into politics or other fields of professions or even education, because they were ashamed to come out in their hijabs. But these are modern times. Muslim women are dressed in their hijabs. They go to their universities, they get their degrees and master's degrees and doctorates and whatnot, and they're contributing to the development of the country with a hijab on. So it's something that we feel like we need to talk about and keep encouraging our Muslim sisters that wear your hijab and go out there and add development to the society.
Okay, great. So what is the theme for this year's campaign?
This year's theme is "Do not let our pride be your prejudice." And the hashtag theme is empowered in hijab. Oh, sorry, the hashtag last year's theme. I've been talking a lot today.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
This year's theme is Stop Hijab Phobia.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. What happens on the main event day? This one.
Like this one, so we usually have first things first. We have our opening, and we have our remarks from our ambassadors from outside the country. Before I started, I had a meeting with them where we discussed how we'll take the day forward. But due to coronavirus, we are having it virtual, so it's an online campaign, unlike any other years. And the past years would have conferences and workshops where we'll gather in the same place and have peace talks, discussions with non-Muslims, also Christians, Catholics, who have been our very, very, you know, because maybe of the way they dress, yeah, but they're always joining us in our peace talks and discussions.
Can you just highlight some of the misconceptions about your dress code?
There are a lot of misconceptions, but to mention a few, they think that a Muslim woman is oppressed. Yes, so being dressed like this to them comes as a way of oppression, which I should clear the air. No, I'm dressed like this not because I'm forced by anyone. I'm not being oppressed by anyone. It is a commandment from my Creator. So this dress code is actually a relationship. It's a way of worship. It's a relationship between me and God. So that's a misconception that people have, that a Muslim lady who's dressed like this, she's oppressed, she's forced to do that. No, not by a human being. It's a commandment by God. So I have a right to choose to respect God or not. Yes.
Very interesting. Other people understand Islam to be an oppressive culture in which women encounter, discrimination in various domains, in their daily lives, represented by religious teachings such as their right to choose a husband, clothing, and education. Do you think women still enjoy their rights?
We do. In fact, if there's a woman who enjoys her rights on this face of the earth, is a Muslim woman. I would tell you, from the beginning of time, civilization, a Muslim woman is treated as a queen. That's no wonder she is dressed like this. Dressing up like this is not a way of oppression. It is actually the highest level of respect a man can ever give a female. So that oppression where people think that we're being oppressed and where rights are being taken away from us, maybe in some places, maybe it's something to do with culture, not Islam. Islam in its own right has given a Muslim woman so many rights. Look at me right now. I'm advocating about a Muslim woman being proud in her hijab. Yes, so I think that's just a misconception.
Okay, so what are the social challenges do you come across as Muslim women in terms of interaction with other women from other cultures, such as Christianity?
Well, we don't. We actually have a very good relationship.
Okay.
We do have a very good relationship because I grew up in, Zambia Muslims are a minority. So I grew up in a place where we had a lot of non-Muslims. So I grew up seeing my neighbors who congregate from UCZ. I would see their mother wearing, they were called Vanake BBK or something. They were very modest, huh? They would wear chitambala and long skirts. So we have a very good relationship. Let's talk about the Catholic nuns, even just the Catholics themselves. Even as they go to church, they have to be dressed in a chitenge. They're very modest. Even just Pentecostal churches, when they're going to church, the way they dress, vaulemu, chitenge, katambala, So we have a good relationship regardless of the differences in faith or belief.
Okay.
Yes.
Religiously, women have been denied the right to become imams, religious leaders. Do Muslims women allowed to take position of the role of the imam in mosques?
No, we are not allowed, and we are very comfortable with that.
Okay.
Yes, we are very comfortable with that because in the beginning of time, God created a man first before a woman. So we believe men lead, and we give that part to them. We have female leaders who, yes, they do Quran studies and Islamic studies around, in the societies, in schools, but leading in a masjid, as in leading prayers, that is not acceptable, and we understand it and we are okay with that. We're not even fighting for that position. Okay. The men can have it.
We have more than one religion in Zambia.
Yes.
Islam, Christianity,
Hinduism, Buddhism.
Okay. Yeah. So, what can you say about religious prejudice?
It's out there and it's real. But I feel like it's something that we as the Muslims, World Hijab Day, are trying to come in. By raising awareness, we want to have people who understand other people's religions so that they can respect. At the end of the day, what we all want is a peaceful world. Yes. So I think more of these religions we've talked about should have more peace talks and discussions with other faiths so that we can coexist. It's very, very important. And also we can also have an understanding, Yeah.
At the end of the day, we worship one God, right?
That's the other thing.
So, okay. So, any last remarks regarding this particular topic and day?
Okay. I would really love to thank you guys for taking time to come here. This is amazing. I know a lot of viewers out there do not have enough information about Islam, so I would love to invite them to follow my page, if it's okay if I can give them my page, Hijab Adornments. That's my page, and we are probably going to have more discussions on the sisters and brothers who are interested in Islam. We have books and other items to help them understand Islam, and also a Muslim woman dressed in hijab. Mostly we want people to understand why a Muslim woman dresses like this so that we can be accepted and respected in the society. Sona
Kamara, it was good to have you on Candid Talk.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so very much. Thank you for taking time.
To have you next time.
Please invite me over again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been Candid Talk live on Smart Egos. Today we had featured Sona Kamara, the ambassador for Zambia's World Hijab Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.